Hello?
Hey, wanna catch a movie?
Just finished one.
Oh yeah? What?
Jurassic World.
Do you know I've never seen that?
You've never seen Jurassic World?
Nope. What happens?
You don't want to watch for yourself?
If it sounds good, I'll still watch.
All right, well, it starts with a room full of eggs, and one cracks open, and there's a dinosaur in it, and then we see Jurassic World superimposed.
You really took the time to tell me that?
My fault. So it starts with us following these two young brothers, Zach and Gray, who are going to Isla Nublar to visit their Aunt Claire, who is the operations manager at Jurassic World.
Oh wow, getting straight to the park. Let's go.
Yeah, so Zach is the older brother who's really into staring at girls, and also mean to his younger brother, Gray, who's just a big nerd.
How do we know Gray's a nerd?
The first thing he does when he gets to the park is run to an information screen and start naming the components that make up DNA.
That is pretty nerdy, but also adorable. So, where's their Aunt Claire?
When we meet Aunt Claire, she's wowing a group of investors with information of how Jurassic World scientists have been gene splicing, and they've invented a new breed that's bigger and scarier than a born old T-Rex because the investors say that they want to be thrilled. Then she gets a reminder that she has to meet her nephews.
Oh, how nice. I'm sure she's thrilled that she has to stop in the middle of a workday to babysit two young boys at her place of business that's filled with other young children and their exhausted parents.
I see what you did there. But in the parents' defense, they've been going through a divorce and needed some time for themselves.
Time for themselves? Please, half the parents at Jurassic Park are getting a divorce, but they're still there miserable and living a life for the sake of the kids.
Well, the mom also says it's so the boys can have some fun and because Claire barely knows them.
How is it she barely knows them?
She thinks it's only been 3 years since the last time she's seen them, and it's been more like 7.
Damn.
Then she immediately dumps him off on her secretary so she can get back to work.
Yeah, great planning, Mom.
So next, Claire gets picked up in a helicopter by the owner of Jurassic World, Mr. Masrani, who tells Claire, "Take me to see my new dinosaur." And then, while Claire tries to warn him about operating costs, he tells her not to worry about it and that the park exists to show people that we are very small.
Because nothing says I'm small like throwing money around and owning an animal the size of a building.
That's actually one of the biggest themes in the movie, a critique of the corporate world's tendency to prioritize financial gain over ethics or safety.
All right, self-aware. So what happens next?
Claire shows Mr. Masrani the new dinosaur called the Indominus Rex, and she tells him staff are threatening to quit because they don't feel its enclosure is safe enough. So he sends Claire to enlist the help of the park's new dinosaur trainer, Owen Grady.
And who is Owen Grady?
He's the attractive male lead who definitely has some sexual tension going on with Claire.
Right, of course.
Yeah, so Claire shows up and gets him to come back and inspect the Indominus Rex paddock.
What makes this guy qualified to inspect a dinosaur paddock?
Apparently, he's a former Navy vet, and it's implied that his military experience in working with animals helped him develop the skills to train velociraptors.
Time out. Working with animals in the military? Like dogs, right? How does that qualify you to work with raptors?
It's common knowledge that raptors are the dogs of the dinosaur world.
What?
Plus, when we meet him, he shows his training by saving his staff member from being eaten by one.
How does he do that?
He puts his hand out the same way you would if you were a lifeguard stopping a kid from running by a pool from a distance.
And that works?
Just barely.
He sounds like a great trainer.
So back at the dinosaur park, the boys have long ditched their aunt's assistant, and they're watching the SeaWorld type show where this dinosaur called the Mosasaurus, which is even bigger than the Indominus, jumps out of its tank to eat a shark dangling from a hook.
Sounds pretty cool, actually.
Then we're back with Claire showing Owen the Indominus paddock, and Owen is like, "Where is it? And why are there claw marks by the top of the gate?" So then Claire freaks out and she thinks the Indominus escaped.
It didn't?
Nah, it was smart and hid from them because it knew that they would freak out and not think to check its heat signature showing up on the sensors, and that one of the staff in the paddock was a boob that would open the gate and set it free.
So clearly that all happened.
Yep, now Indominus is on the loose.
Oh no. So what happens with Indominus on the loose?
Just a bunch of dino chaos and all sorts of hysteria.
Right. I guess I set myself up on that one. So how does it end?
Well, the whole movie, there's been this guy Hoskins as the head of security operations at the park, and he wants the raptors as military assets. And now that all hell is broken loose, he uses this as the perfect opportunity to implement his plan.
His plan being?
To use the raptors as soldiers and take down the Indominus.
Hey, question. What makes the Indominus so special?
Well, it has dino DNA and modern animal DNA.
Modern animal? What does that mean?
Like it has a tree frog DNA, so that's what gave it the ability to regulate its heat signature a little earlier.
Obviously.
It also has some cuttlefish DNA, so it can camouflage too. Like while Hoskins' men are trying to hunt it through the trees, they couldn't tell if it was standing right in front of them.
What? The bottom of trees are skinny. How could they not see those thick T-Rex thighs?
It's tall, so maybe they were only looking up. It also has the DNA of velociraptors, so when Owen confronts the Indominus with the raptors, it speaks to them like, "Hey, brother, don't fight me. I can speak raptor just like you. It's the humans we should attack."
Why does the Indominus talk like Joe Dirt crossed with Ricky Bobby?
I don't know. I guess he has their DNA too.
Why not?
So anyway, just as all hope seems lost, Gray says that they need more.
Did he happen to mention what?
His Aunt Clara literally has to ask him, and then he finally finishes his sentence and says, they need more teeth.
Gray, if you don't stop playing with me, you see all this Jurassic shit going on around us? Spit it out. And what the hell does more teeth even mean?
Well, Claire understands immediately, and she runs all the way up to the dinosaur paddock in her high heels to get the original T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
Oh, does it come save the day?
Nah, it mostly gets his ass kicked, but one of the raptors that's best friends with Owen shows up and they double team it.
Oh, so I guess Hoskins was right. Looks like you can train the raptors.
Huh, I guess so.
Does Hoskins gloat?
Oh no, he's dead.
What? How?
A raptor ate him.
I retract my last statement.
Yeah. So the raptor and T-Rex fight the Indominus until it gets close enough for the Mosasaurus to jump out of its ocean tank and pull the Indominus in without a struggle at all.
And that's it? Wow. Seems like maybe the Mosasaurus was the real badass of the film.
I know, right? Maybe they should have focused on that thing more.
So what happens to the boys? What happens to Owen and Claire?
Claire asks Owen, what do we do now? And he says, stick together. And that's it. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely a dinosaur flick. Seems like a good time at the movies, though. I'll probably check it out, especially since it's the last one.
Oh, yeah, no. How much time do you have?